Sales have dropped drastically, another rate increase, and an upcoming election. Grab your coffee, let's take a look at what I've been seeing in the Toronto real estate market. Hi, I'm Michael Ouzas, Michael Ouzas Real Estate, and I'm a realtor in the Greater Toronto Area. Let's take a dive on what is happening in today's residential real estate market. There have been many headlines all month, from the market slowing to affordability to sales decreasing. As much as the sales volume across the Greater Toronto Area is down by 41%, let's keep in mind that sales is much different than pricing. Sales reflect how many transactions have happened. Though they have dropped significantly in April, pricing still remains strong, up 15% compared to April of last year. In the Greater Toronto Area as a whole, pricing dropped by about $30,000 across the board, still well above January and February numbers. As a side note, prices in the Toronto core went up by 2% to a new all-time high. Maybe we should start to think of Toronto different than the Greater Toronto Area. Toronto proper saw modest increases over the last 2 years, whereas areas outside the city saw enormous year-over-year gains. With those huge gains, those areas may be more prone to market adjustments moving forward. As we get into condos, the sales volumes of condominiums have also begun to slow down as borrowing costs continue to rise. The volume of condo sales are down almost 35%, but pricing still remains pretty strong, up almost 13% compared to April 2021. As inventory levels rise at the pace at which properties appreciate might begin to slow. The upcoming May stats will give us more insight into these new numbers. Let's also touch on the rental market, something I haven't spoken much about in these videos. It has been on absolute fire through April and May. 2 listings I had on the market were seeing double-digit showings per day and multiple offers on both. They both actually leased for over asking, and 2, something that is actually incredible, and we've been seeing this pretty often. If you're in the market to lease a property in Toronto, take a look at my rental documents video and make sure to have those documents prepared before starting your search. That video will definitely help you be prepared, so when you see a property like you will be ready to make an offer. A couple things we'll be keeping our eye on as we start June will be the Bank of Canada and the Ontario election. All things are pointing to another increase to the lending rate on June the 2nd. This rate increase will put another wrench into the purchasing power of potential buyers, as the carry cost monthly would increase on your property. In my opinion, with rates, it's all about the monthly cost and lowering the amortization. Can you afford the monthly cost? And if you don't take the entire 25 to 30 years to pay off the mortgage, then the rate won't have as much of an effect long term. As for the election, all 4 political parties in Ontario will be addressing various topics on housing. Take a look at my video, which breaks down what each party is planning and how they plan to tackle the next steps. As housing is more and more on the minds of Canadians every day, every time a plan comes into play, it's super important that they get implemented. All we can hope is that the plans are well thought out and there's a systematic approach in place. That's your coffee and markets. I'd love to hear your comments on this video and start a discussion down below. If you want to connect with me, book into my calendar and let's jump on a Zoom or a phone call. As always, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on all social media at Michael Ouzas Real Estate.